Yesterday we were talking about what?
Yesterday we were talking about the area of composite figures.
Area of composite figure. تمام. And for the first question, we divided it into two parts. The first part was a square, and the second part was a rectangle. Okay, so we divided as Adil. Adil, you solved this question yesterday, right? Adil, this is your answer.
Yes.
Okay, so you divided the first figure into what?
A square and a rectangle.
A square and a rectangle. And what is the area of the square?
What?
What is the area of the square?
3.
The rule to calculate the area of the square equal what? Huh? The rule to calculate the area of the square equal what?
Let's multiply with
Square,
multiply 4 equal 40.
Square side times
Square side multiply side.
yes, the square is side times side, and the rectangle is length times width. Then you already divided the figure into two parts. The first part was 3 and 3 square equal 9, and here you wrote 3 times 3 equal 8 يا عادل. So please take care. You wrote 8 and after that you wrote 9. Yes, yes, يا يوسف, enter. دحروب.
Yes, sorry, because my network was bad.
Okay, so please, and you have to write your name, yeah, Yusuf, please. Yusuf Dahrouk. Don't, I want to know who is join with us. Okay? So I'll back to Adil again. Adil, you wrote at the top 3 times 3 equal 8, and then you wrote it 9. So please be careful about what you are writing. The second figure, we divided into two parts. It becomes which one?
A triangle.
Triangle and
Miss, I can see the.
Here is this is your paper, right? It's a rectangle and a triangle, right? What are the dimensions of the rectangle, which we have it here? What are the dimensions of the rectangle?
Miss, أنا شاشتي صوت.
Why?
Half multiply.
All the class, we can see the figure, all the class?
Yes. Yes.
I'm sharing the screen now. You can two parts for the second question. The first part is a triangle and the second part is a rectangle. This is 10, to the opposite side should be equal 10. So we have 10 and 10, and this is 5. Then Judy.
This was going good.
Yes. What is the area of the triangle, ya Judy? What is the area of the triangle?
I know.
Judy, this is, you solved your homework yesterday, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what is the area of the triangle, ya Judy?
Half.
Mariam.
Half multiply 7.
Half multiply 7, which is half multiply base multiply height. Half multiply base multiply height. Okay? Half multiply base multiply height. And he said that all the length of all this side was 70. And the opposite side, we draw a line here to divide the figure into two parts. Right, ya Noura? Noura. We divided the figure into two parts. Ya Noura, you are here?
Yes, yes.
We divided the figure into what? Into triangle and a rectangle, right?
Right.
So we have the first one is a triangle. How we found the length of the triangle, the base length of the triangle. The whole length was 17, right?
Yes.
And the opposite side was 10. Then
Yes.
17 minus 10 يا جاسر, it will be equal how many?
7.
7, right? And
Yes.
the height, it will be how many?
5
5,
centimeters.
right? So the area of the
Yes.
triangle equal half time base time height, which is 7 times 4. It will be equal 28. Hannah, you wrote it's equal 28. It's half time base time height. البيز equal 7 والheight equal 5. So 7 times 5 equal 35 times half. So we have to check. I am going to put the model answer for this homework today. Please check your mistake. Yes. Yes.
Did you receive my homework yesterday?
Don't forget to put the unit for the answer. So the total area, it will be 49 squared units. And
Okay.
this one, it was the rectangle equal 10 times 5 equals 50. Half base times height, as we said, how we found the 7, and then the height was 5 equals 17.5. Then we add them together. So any comments about our homework yesterday? Any comments about our homework yesterday? Okay. We will, today, we are going to talk about lesson 9.4, which is what? 9.4, and how can you find the surface area of a figure made up of cubes and prisms? We studied before how we can find the surface area of 2D figures, like surface area of rectangle, surface area of triangle, of a square, of a trapezoid, rhombus, and so on. But in our lesson today, we want to calculate the surface area of a figure. Is there anyone have any idea how we can find the surface area of a figure made of cube and the prism? How we will calculate it? Anyone have any idea? Let me talk with you. The surface area of three-dimensional figure is the sum of areas of all surfaces. So as I said before, we started how we can calculate an area of rectangle. The rectangle is how many dimensions? The rectangle is how many dimensions? If I'm going to draw the rectangle like this is called what? The rectangle. This is called what?
A rectangle.
2D figures. Length and width only. Right? Length and width. Right? So this is 2D figure. But if I'm talking about a prism, like a cube or a cuboid, this is how many dimensions?
3-dimensional.
3-dimensional figures, yes. Okay, so if I'm talking about a cube or a prism, so this is a cube, which all faces is a square. So this is a cube, and this is 3D figures. If I want to draw a prism, and the prism is 3D figures, and we have faces our faces are rectangles like this. So this is called a rectangular prism. Here is it. Okay, so this is called 3D figures. And this is, sorry, again, please.
A rectangular prism.
A rectangular prism, yes. And if the base is a square and all the rest of the faces are rectangles, so we can say it's a squared prism, right? And if the base is a triangle, so we can say it's a triangular prism. So we can we can call the prism according to the shape of the base. Okay, so as I said, we can calculate the area. We studied before how we can calculate the area of the rectangle, but today we are going to study how we can calculate the area of the prism. So how do you expect to calculate the area of the prism? in case if I have 3D figure like this, how we are going to calculate the area of it? How? How we can calculate the area of this prism? How do you expect here? We are going to calculate the area of each face, and then we will add all of them together. Who can repeat what I said? How we are going to calculate the area of the prism or of a
We're
cube.
gonna calculate it. We were gonna do it one side. We're gonna do one side, and this one side will show us the other sides.
This is if you are talking about the cube, right? But if we are talking about a prism like this, ya Muhammad, what you have to do? Yes, Warid.
We will calculate each side of the cube and
Exactly.
then add them all together.
And add all of them together. Thank you so much. As I said, if we are talking about a cube, then we can find that all faces are squares. But with the rectangle, with the prism in front of us now, all faces are what? All faces
A rectangle.
are rectangles. We can say that if you look at the part this one, did you see the part which I'm painting it now?
Yes.
This one. So this is called the front, right? This is the front. And we have one exactly in the back. So this is called what? So this is the front, and this is
The back.
the back, right? And I have another one here from this one, from this side, and we have another one exactly from this side, right? So all of these, which is the front and back and side, this side and this side, this is called lateral faces. These are called what? Lateral faces. And what about one in the top and one down? This is the base and the top. So we have 4 lateral faces, and we have base and we have top. So if we want to calculate the area of the prism, so we have to calculate the area for each side, and then we will add all of them together. Please concentrate. We are going to watch a part from the video, and then I will back to you. And we want to choose who will be the best participation in this one. So please take a note, concentrate, and then you will answer my question. Let's watch. Are you ready?
Yes,
If you are ready, all of you will say, we are ready together. Huh? Are you ready?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Who said no? What we are going to do now? Grade 7.
See the video.
Okay. Modeling surface area of a prism. So the surface area of a three-dimensional figure is the sum of the areas of its surfaces. So we're talking about the surface of this figure. We're not talking about what's inside, which is the volume of the figure, just the surface area.
We are talking about the figure from outside or from inside. To calculate the surface area, we are going to calculate from outside or inside?
Outside.
Outside. Thank you. If we want to talk about inside, so that means that we are going to calculate the volume. So please take care. He said, please listen again.
A prism. So the surface area of a three-dimensional figure is the sum of the areas of its surfaces. So we're talking about the surface of this figure. We're not talking about what's inside, which is the volume of the figure, just the surface area. You know how to use the net of the figure back in 6th grade to find the surface area. Now you will discover a formula that you can use. So one approach is just add up all of the surfaces that you see. And we're going to transfer this to a formula that you can use. So the lateral area, which is the side area.
So we said, what is the lateral area? What is the lateral area means?
The side.
The side. Yes.
area.
What is the lateral area means? The side. And in front of us now, this is called what? The figure which we have it in front of us now, this is called what? This is called the net of a figure. What's the net of the figure? You have the prism in your left hand, so we open it like this, like you can see in front of you. So this is called the net figure. With the net figure, you can note that we have back and front, and we have side and side, and we have base and base, which is, this is the base and this is another base. Top, it's similar with the base, so we have two bases, right? And we have side and side, we have side and side, and we have front and back. Then to calculate the area for this prism, we have to calculate the area of the side, and we have to calculate the area of front and back, and base and base. By the end, we have to add all of them together. So at the beginning, we will calculate the lateral area. So what's the lateral area, Yasser? Yasser, lateral area means what?
No, miss.
Lateral area means what? What's the meaning of lateral area?
Side area.
Ruqayya, what's the meaning of lateral area, Ruqayya? Tala. Tala.
Yes.
What's the meaning of lateral area, Tala?
Yes.
What's the meaning of lateral area, honey? Rahma.
Side.
Yes. Lateral area means lateral of sides, which is side and front and back. Okay? So this is called
Surface of
lateral.
an object.
For the surfaces, which is side and back and front, around the figure, not the base and the top. So this is called lateral. Then we have to calculate the area of side. What is the dimension of the side in front of you now, grade 7? What is the dimension of the side? It's a rectangle, right?
Yes.
The length is 20 and the width is, huh? 8. So we are going to calculate the area of the side first. 220 times 8. And how many sides do you have? How many sides do you have?
2.
2. Then we will calculate the area of the side, and then we will multiply by 2. Then we will move to the next point. We will calculate the area of the front and the area of back. What is the dimension of the front? They are congruent, which means we will calculate the area of one of them, and then we will multiply by 2. Then the front is how many? The length of the front. The length of the front equal how many? 20. And the width is
15 millimeter.
15 millimeters. Then we will calculate the area of one of them, and then we will multiply by 2. So we have 20 multiplied by 15. It will be 300 millimeters square, and then we will multiply by 2. Why we multiply by 2? Why we are going to multiply by 2, ya Kareem?
Because it's a two dimension.
Because
It's only 2 dimensions.
no, it's not 2 dimensions. Because we have the front, will back, they are congruent. So we will calculate one of them, and then we will multiply by 2. So this is the area of the lateral faces. By the end, we have to calculate the area of the base. What are the dimensions of the base? Adil? Adil, what are the dimensions of the base?
Yes.
What are the dimensions for the base? It's impossible. It's in front of you. Zena, what is the dimension for the base, ya Zena?
The dimension of the base. The dimension of the base.
It's in front of you, ya Zena.
Yeah,
This
I
is the
know.
base. This is the base.
I know.
Okay.
The dimensions are there are 8 times 15.
You have 8 and 15. So to calculate the area for this base, you are going to multiply 15 times 8, and by the end, you will multiply it by 2. Why we are going to multiply by 2?
Because it's congruent.
Because it's congruent, right? Because we have a base are congruent. Then to calculate the surface area for any prism, we have to calculate the area of the lateral faces and then the area of the base, and then we will add all of them together.
So that's the area of these sides, is the lateral sides of a prism, is the area of all the faces except for the bases. Okay. So the lateral area is 2 times 160. So we're gonna add up all these. So all of these areas here, all the side ones, 2 times 160. Well, we get 20 times 8 is 160. And then it's gonna be 20 times 15 for that. And 20 times 15 is 300. And we're multiplying each of these by 2 because there's 2 sides right here, and there's front and back. Those are going to be the same area as well. So 2 times 160 plus 2 times 300, that gives us a number of 920. And the area, the area of each base is the big B. And you get that by multiplying 8 times 15. And 8 times 15 is 120. Now, the total surface area is that lateral area, which was all this, the 920, that's the lateral area. And each of these are the base areas, because there's 2 bases there. You add them all up, you get 1,160 square millimeters. That is the total surface area. So let's put this together. Use the net above to answer this question. How does the product of the perimeter, the base of the prism, and the height of the prism compare to the lateral area? Well, that lateral area actually is the perimeter of the base times the height. So you could take the perimeter of this base, 8 plus 15 plus 8 plus 15, and multiply it by the height, you would get that same 920.
Could you please repeat what the last part? Did you notice the last part? What did he say? How we can calculate here? Use the net above to answer this question. How does the product of the perimeter P of the base of the prism and the height H of the prism compare to the lateral area? So if you look at the lateral area, it will be the same like if you want to calculate the lateral area. What's lateral area, grade 7? What's lateral area, grade 7? The area of sides. The area of sides. So we can say that the lateral area equal perimeter of the base times height. Okay, so if you want to calculate the lateral area of the prism, so it will be perimeter of the base times height. What is the perimeter of the base? The perimeter means sum of all sides. The perimeter means what? Sum of all sides. Then, which means if you are going to say 15 plus 8 plus 15 plus 8 times 200 times 20, you are going to find the lateral area of the of this prism. Then again, what's the lateral area? How we can calculate the lateral area, grade 7? How we can calculate the lateral area?
Miss, can I answer?
Yes, please.
We will get the perimeter of the base and the height and multiply them together.
Yes, thank you so much. Then if you want to calculate the lateral area for any figure, it will be perimeter of the base times height. What about if I want to calculate the total area? It will be lateral area plus 2 times area of base. Okay, so if you don't have the net square and you want to calculate the total area, we are going to add the lateral area plus 2 multiply by area of base. So today it was only, again please,
There is less than a minute.
I can't hear anything.
There is less than a minute.
I can't hear.
This is saying that
So
there is less than a minute.
please again.
He was saying that there is less than a minute in the session.
Yes, 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 yes. I said that this is just an introduction about how we calculate the area or the surface area